Hey guys, and welcome to another video with Lykkelilje. For this month I'm doing a piece of art for the Draw with Jazza's monthly drawing challenge, where the topic of this month has been Taleteller, since Jazza's animation The Taleteller was recently released. You had to make a piece of art where a real taleteller, a historical or a current taleteller, was surrounded by the fictional characters. I wasn't sure if I wanted to participate in the competition, but I actually ended up changing my mind during the last week. So I have been in a bit of hurry, since I also wanted to do this as a speed drawing. And I at the same time started school, and we have a big project going on for the next 2 months. I decided on drawing H.C.Andersen, since he's been one of the most prominent tale-tellers of my life. He was a Danish author who lived from 1805 until 1875, and some of you may or may not know that I'm from Denmark as well, and I actually grew up only half an hour away from where H.C.Andersen was born. Today his home is a museum, and I'm quite embarrassed to say that I have actually never been at his home, even though it's so close to where I live. When I was a baby, one of my very first gifts I was given was a book of all of his fairy tales. The book was written in sort of an old, crooked Danish, and I wasn't really able to read it as a kid, so actually I think that the very first time I read one of H.C.Andersen's fairy tales was during my high school years, when one of our teachers had us read and analyze his fairy tales. He is mostly known for his fairy tales such as The Little Mermaid, The Snow Queen and Thumbelina, which is also stories that has been made into movies of some sort. And he made all of these incredible fairy tales, but he wrote so much more than just fairy tales. He wrote poems and theater plays and much more. He's not really that known for all of the other stuff beside from the fairy tales, and I myself, even though I'm Danish, haven't read any of it, I think, not that I remember. I choose to draw some of his fairy tale characters since they are most known to people. And from the left top corner I have made the Snow Queen, and I was actually quite old before I realized that H.C.Andersen actually created the story about the Snow Queen, because the first time I met sort of the story about the Snow Queen was in a animation, some kind of comic. So that's kind of sad, but I couldn't read the book that I had. And here you see my color palettes that I made, and I always do this sort of color palette when I'm doing my YouTube videos, because then you don't have to see me choose and decide all the colors. So I make those off screen, and then I simply just, choose the colors from the characters in the small characters. And the next character that I chose to draw was the little match girl who sits in the left bottom corner of the drawing. And that story has to be one of my absolute favorite stories that H.C.Andersen wrote. It's really sad and really sweet at the same time. So if you have to read one of his fairy tales, I would say go and read The Little Match Girl. It's a really nice story. Then on the top of H.C.Andersen's top hat sits Thumbelina, and I wasn't sure if I should include her in the drawing, but since she's one of the most known stories that H.C.Andersen made, I decided on keeping her, and to simply still get around actually drawing her nicely, I decided on turning her face away from the viewer. I was kind of nervous how to draw her face, since she would be that small in the image. Then on the right side of H.C.Andersen we have the shipper dress and the chimney swipe. I have absolutely no idea if that was pronounced anywhere near the correct way, but this is sort of one of the stories that I have never read, but I still know what it's about, more or less. I don't know if I've been told or if I've seen some kind of animated show when I was a kid. I know I haven't read the story, so that's not how I know the story. Then the very, very last character that I decided to include in the image, you may not have guessed if you don't know the story. That is the little fir tree, or just a fir tree. It's the Christmas tree in the background, and it's about this fir tree who stands in the forest and it really wants to become a Christmas tree. Then as it actually gets to be a Christmas tree, it realized that it wasn't what it really wanted and that it wants to go back to the forest. It's a really, really cute and really, really sweet story. And that is all the characters that I included in the image. A little bonus information for all of you guys who may not know H.C.Andersen that well. He did not just write, he also made some incredible paper cuttings. So that's why I drew this frame around the characters that is sort of inspired by all of his gorgeous paper cuttings. So I wanted to include as much as the universe around H.C.Andersen as possible in drawing. And that is actually all I have to say about the drawing. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please remember to subscribe to my channel for future videos. I know that my past videos has been with a Danish voiceover, but I'm actually planning on doing my future video with an English voiceover so that you all can understand what I'm saying. And I post a new video every Friday, but if you want to be updated on my work more frequently, I also have a Facebook and an Instagram. They are in the description under the video. And until next time, take care and bye bye.